After our first game saw us go to a shootout and the first goal of the game scored in said shootout, we should have a fun one ahead of us here tonight as the Michigan Sled Dogs take on the Turnstone Flyers. Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the broadcast booth at Penderson Ice Center in Grand Rapids, Michigan. My name is Reagan Claves, and I'm happy to have you along for this one as the second game of Heartland Tier 1 pool play is just about set and ready to go here from Patterson Ice Center in the 2022 Griffs Sled Hockey Classic. Well, our first game was a bit of a doozy. Grand Rapids ended up going to a shootout with the Chicago Hornets, and Tyler Anderson and Scott Stever both scored to put them on the board. But turning ahead to this one, it should be quite a fun one. The Michigan Sled Dogs have rolled through Heartland play this season based out of Big Boy Arena over in Fraser, Detroit. They hold a 6-1 record. Their only loss coming when they allowed their first goals of the year. and when they allowed their first goal, boy, that dam broke. And when they took on the Minnesota Wild, and they let up 11 goals in an 11-0 shutout loss to Minnesota back on January the 8th. But since then, they've rattled off 2 wins, one against the Hornets, who you just saw play here on Sled Wings Radio, and one against the Great Lakes Falcons, which they will play later this year. And on the other side of the ice, we got the Turnstone Flyers, who have had a pretty consistent back and forth year. They're come in with a 7-7-2-1 record here in this tournament. Here in this season, they finished second on the year, a full 14 points behind number 1 Worcester, who went 12-2-2-0 in their 16 games with 40 points. And we're just about set to go here for this game between the Turnstone Flyers and the Michigan Sled Dogs. In net to our left will be Turnstone goaltender Noel Klein, who has played 5 games, a total of 157 saves, and his counterpart tonight is Rick Lewis in net to our right. Michigan will head from right to left across your screen wearing their white uniforms with blue and red trim, while it'll be Turnstone going the opposite direction, left to right, wearing their light blue jerseys with dark blue stripes across the midsection and yellow numerals. We are underway here as the puck is dropped and the clock has not started yet, and there we go. Here we go as the puck is sent into the Turnstone end to our left. Back there to play it is number 22, Sean Tackett. Tackett rattles it around the boards to the far side. It comes out in front. Michigan right onto the shot, and they score! What a way to strike early, number 18 for Michigan. And after we had a slow game ahead of us last time out, it's Michigan that strikes first. 1-0 here, just 20 seconds into the hockey game. It was a really good play, picking up the free puck behind the net, throwing it coming around the net to the front in just 20 seconds. And this is a 1-0 game in favor of Michigan. Now Turnstone trying to get back on the board to answer quickly. They lost sight of the puck there. Did Elliot Moore, their leading goal scorer, who's got 24 goals and 34 points on the campaign. This one lofts all the way down on the ice to Klein. He'll shovel it there to John Pfeiffer. His pass was intercepted. Michigan is offsides here, and now they're good, even though they hadn't tagged up. Playing in there is Elliot Moore into the left corner. He was bumped off the puck. He's able to get it up the left point and pick it up. Now here's Elliot Moore, the leading goal scorer, looking for his 25th of the year. Pushed it too far ahead for himself, and he'll hold on just outside the line after finding the loose puck. Dumping it wide there on Rick Lewis's goal, and slamming heavily into the boards. There was a flyer, and they pick up the puck. Now a pass in front to Elliot Moore, a shot, and a save there by Rick Lewis, and he'll fall on it with 12:28 to go here in period number 1. A 1-0 lead here for Michigan early off of a goal there by number 18, and he, like a couple players we had in the earlier game, not on our roster, but that is what we'll have to deal with. That last check as we take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, an early look here. It was 5-0 in favor of Central Illinois in the first of two Heartland Tier 2 games tonight. 12:25 and the clock is rolling. Here's a sharp angle shot from the left half wall. It was knocked away, and picking up the puck here is Bob Morris. Bob Morris moves it ahead through center ice. It was too far for his intended target, Damon Donovan. Sorry about that, folks. And the Flyers trying to move it out of their own zone. It was knocked away. Number 18, the goal scorer, bumped off the puck. Taking that is Damon Donovan. He had that knocked away from him. And the Flyers send it back into the Michigan end. 11:51 to go here in period number 1. Michigan already leading 1-0 off of a goal just 20 seconds in to the opening frame. Across the way, here's Elliott Moore picking up the puck along the left half wall. Stolen away from him by number 18, and the puck comes free, taken here by Kai Davis. Davis, sharp angle shot, that skidded under the sled of Rick Lewis, and it'll come free to the near half wall. Trying to take it there was Kevin Hughes. He was bumped free of the puck. And here's Donovan, a stretch pass out to center ice, and it'll be played to the near side. These two teams have not played this season. This is their first game all year for them. For Turnstone, they've played a ton more games than Michigan, as this puck is not going to go for icing. The referee didn't see it there. It probably should have been called icing. Klein halts this at the side of his goal. He'll hold on for a whistle, and we'll have a draw in the right wing circle of the Turnstone end to our left. But that play, it probably should have been an icing, but nonetheless, what we have is a draw in the end of the Flyers here. And we apologize for the video quality. We're having difficulties with our setup here. We will have a full stream recorded, uploaded later. We will not. We will have that for you, and it'll be the same thing, but with hopefully a little bit better video quality here on Sled Wings Radio. Flyers rip it around the boards to the near side. It's taken there by number 18, who'll move down to the right circle. A shot, and he scores! Noel Klein was way off his line at the top of the crease. Looked like he couldn't really get on it, and a wide open net was taken advantage of by number 18, his second of the game. Here, just 3:30 into the contest, and this one is shaping up to be all Michigan here through this one, as they already lead it 2-0 here with two quick goals by number 18. Michigan comes into this one having not allowed a goal in 5 of their 7 contests. They didn't allow a goal until, as we mentioned earlier, they played the Wild, and the dam kind of broke on them, because after having not allowed a goal, as this one just skitters wide of Klein's goal, and he'll find it and play it into the right corner after not having given up a goal through the first 4 games they played. They proceeded to give up 11 in one game against Minnesota, and then they proceeded to then shut out the Hornets the very next day, and then won 4-2 over the league-leading Wildcats. So they've had a pretty good season thus far. They haven't played any team more than once, and this is the first time they've played the Flyers. Now here's Elliott Moore dancing in on the left side, bumped into the corner, and it's fished free by number 18, the goal scorer on both the goals for Michigan. He'll turn and fire it down the length of the ice. Back there to play it is Kevin Hughes. Hughes lost the puck, and it's turned over. Here's Rico Vitelli. Vitelli moving into the right circle. He'll feed it up top to Donovan. Donovan moving in. A shot. He scores! He roofed that one on Noel Klein. A beautiful shot, and an even better pass there from Vitelli, hooking up with Damon Donovan. And it's a 3-0 Sled Dogs lead. Again, just 4:44 into this contest. O'Donovan with a pretty nifty play there by Rico Vitelli in order to move that play up ice. Now, here are the Flyers trying to strike back quickly. Here's Kai Davis. A literary shot going along the ice off of a Sled. And the Sled Dogs have it. They'll play it up off the boards and down the ice. It got caught up just outside the Sled Dog line, and it'll be taken there by Davis. Kai Davis tried to dump that into the Michigan end, but he fanned on the shot attempt. And with 8:43 to go in period number 1, 3-0 Sled Dogs lead after 2 goals by number 18 and another one added on by Damon Donovan. Now puck comes free across the way into where the Michigan bench would be. Instead, they've only got one player, Bob Morris. They've got a really short bench here today. Flyers are rolling with 4 on their bench, and Michigan rolling with just 1. That was moments ago just Bob Morris, but he comes onto the ice, and now number 18 will hold behind his, will step onto the bench, and Flyers look to break out here meanwhile. That pass intended there for Randy Moore was cut off, and the Flyers regained control. Here's a pass ahead intended there for Tanner Pfeiffer, but he couldn't get to it, and it'll go for icing against Turnstone here. Meanwhile, looking at Turnstone's schedule, they've only managed at most to rattle off 3 wins in a row, and those came back to start the tournament that they had back on the first of back on the first month of the year on January 8th when they defeated the Sled Preds, the Hornets, and the Sled Bears by a 4-0, 6-2, and 4-0 combined score. Now here's a shot off the draw by Bob Morris that was blocked in the slot, and they come into this tournament having gone 2-1-1 in their last 5 games. That came back in a tournament back in mid-February, as this goes for icing against Turnstone once again. As we said, they're rolling with a few more players than Michigan, as Gabe kindly shows you the bench of Turnstone over across the way. Again, Reagan Cleaves on the call for you. Gabe Groh working the camera for us right beside me here. Gabe, glad you could get out here after you decided to crash your car into a tree, but folks, don't worry. I've known him for 4+ years, and we go back and forth all the time. So he'll get me back later in the night, I'm sure. Puck is tied up in the corner to the right of Noah Klein. 3-0 Michigan leads, and Klein will plop on this one and hold for a whistle with 7:02 to go, just about halfway through this first period of play. Michigan getting on the scoreboard early and a lot. They scored just 20 seconds in on a wraparound. Cutting through the slot was number 18. And after coming out from behind the net, he was able to slip it past the outstretched glove of Klein. He followed up with a shot from the outside of the left circle that found its way past the netminder, who was well off his line. And then recently, Damon Donovan finished a great goal, as this again goes for a 3rd consecutive icing against Turnstone. And they will elect to keep the same 5 out on the ice here. As we mentioned, these two teams have not played each other, but it seems to me that Michigan has obviously had the better part of this first half of the first period, as we're just over halfway through the first 14 minutes. 7:30 exactly gone here in the opening frame. 18 puts on the brakes at center ice and fires it in. It took an odd hop there off of Kevin Hughes. He'll play it at center ice, picked up there by the leading scorer, Elliot Moore. Elliot Moore in 19 games has 34 points. He's also 2 for 3 on shootout attempts. He has the puck stolen away from him. 18 launches that well wide. Caroms off the end boards. It looked to be held there for a second there by Noel Klein, but he instead leaves it for a defender who throws it around the boards to the near side. Here's Hilla. Putting it around behind. John Pfeiffer, the second, picks it up behind his own net. Trying to clear. He gave it away right in front, and it couldn't be held onto there. A golden opportunity there for Michigan. They can't get away with it. Now here's Elliott Moore up left wing. Gets around the Sled Dogs bench. Lost the puck. He'll put on the brakes and come back for it. Trying to center it. It was taken away there by Rico Vitalia. That nifty assist on the third Michigan goal. He's trying to look for another assist, but he's pressured here by Elliott Moore. Moore wearing the bubble. He's one of a couple players I see on the ice right now. He and number 8 for the Sled Dogs, Don Fullerton. Now there's a stretch pass ahead that was way too far. Icing waved off as Jessica Parker was ahead of the red line. 5 minutes to go here in period number 1. Now here's Elliott. The sharp angle shot and a glove save there by Rick Lewis. He'll hold on for a whistle. Probably the first shot that Lewis has faced here in this hockey game, but he's playing pretty well thus far. The only goaltender on the roster for the Sled Dogs. Turnstone also has Skylar Osborne listed as a goaltender / defenseman for them, possibly as a backup, but he's on the ice right now. Playing defense, dressed in number 19. Winning the draw and collecting it, the puck himself is Kai Davis. He's crunched to the boards by 3 respective Sled Dogs. Davis steps off the wall and fired a shot that was blocked there by number 18. He'll clear it up to the point. John Pfeiffer trying to keep it in. He does. He'll throw it behind the Michigan net. 4:33 to go here in period number 1. Davis battling forward in the corner. Good hard work here in the offensive end by the Turnstone Flyers. Picking up across the way, though, is the Sled Dog, Bob Morris. Morris, long stretch pass ahead, just too far for his intended target. That's number 3, Rico Vitale, and that will go the length of the ice for icing with 4:11 left here in the first period. Michigan, the Sled Dogs, the only other sled hockey team based in Michigan other than the Grand Rapids Sled Wings, the hosts of this tournament. They come from all the way just north of Detroit on the outskirts of what you might call suburban Detroit, or Metro Detroit, pardon me. They call Big Boy Arena their home, and it's only a 152-mile journey for them. For Turnstone, they're 151 miles from Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse down in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They hosted the tournament last month in February that saw Grand Rapids go 1-for-4, and Michigan did not participate in that tournament. This is their first tournament since the 8th and 9th of January. They've only played in 3 tournaments this season, the only other one that they've played in came back in November, and this is their first game since January 8th. Throwing it off the half wall side of the net, Noel Klein will literally flop on that one and hold on for a whistle here. 3:08 to go in period number 1, and at last check, it was 5-0 Thunder, and I assume that game has ended. They were dominating the Indy Steel. Indy, a team not in the Heartland League just yet. They will end up joining at the cusp of next season, so they are in this tournament not as a team in the league. Now they score off the draw. Look at that. That's Rico Vitale poking the puck right off the draw past the netminder. And at 10:54 of this first period, the Sled Dogs have jumped out to a 4-0 lead, as I don't think Klein saw that one before it was poked by him. Right? And Rico Vitale was only in the left circle, so it had to go through a bunch of sleds to get through to Noel Klein. And so for Vitale, that's his second point on the night. He got an assist earlier on the last goal for Michigan. That one coming at 10:56 puts Michigan up 3-0. Or 4-0, pardon. Now Bob Morris controls at his own blue line. Fires it up ice onto the stick of Rico Vitelli. He'll pull up and center it to Damon Donovan. Donovan over the line onside, but he had the puck poked away from him, and it comes back out to center ice. Taking there is number 18, 2 goals on the night. He'll fire it in behind the Turnstone net. Elliot Moore trying to find a man. Trying to get to the puck, but he can't get to it in time. Morris holds right point. His shot skitters through traffic in front of the net. Jessica Parker tries to fist it, tries to move the puck out with her hand. That won't do. Now a pass into the slot. Off a body. Donovan bidding for his second of the night. Puck bounces around in the Turnstone end. Eventually comes free to the far side. Working there is Kevin Hughes trying to get it out. Hughes pinned up against the boards, and he comes away with it. Look out, Flyers have a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Here's Kevin Hughes moving up left wing. He's got Parker with them. Drops it for Moore. Moore had his shot blocked by number 18. Sled Dogs trying to get it out here and get a rush themselves. Donovan tied up with Moore. Moore comes away with the puck, a long wrist shot. Blocked in the high slot there by number 18, and it'll go into the far corner. 1:21 to go here in period number 1. 4-0. Michigan leads it here over Turnstone in the second of 2 Heartland Tier 1 games on the night. The other one was a 1-0 win for Grand Rapids in yet another shootout that they've participated in. Other games going on tonight, it's the Central Illinois Sled Hockey Thunder as well. Took on the Indy Steel, and right now, in a couple of moments' time, it'll be the Cincinnati Icebreakers against the Nashville Sled Preds. Cincinnati has some good support from their Cincinnati Cyclones, the ECHL team down there in Cincinnati. This one's lifted out of the Sled Dog zone, gets tied up in the Flyers bench. Number 18 pulls it off the wall. We'll fire it in off of a Flyer, and it'll be picked up by Elliot Moore. Moore's wearing some very distinctive all-white gloves as time winds down here in the first period as he chases after this one into the Sled Dogs bench. 18 pulls it off the wall as time expires here in this first period. Well, Michigan came out early and hard, scoring 4 goals in this first period. They lead 4-0 at the end of 14 minutes. We'll step aside. You're watching the coverage of the 2022 Griff's Sled Hockey Classic here on Sled Wings Radio. Sled hockey's being played again here as we resume this hockey game. 4-0, the Flyers trail it here, but somebody who's trying to change that is Kai Davis as he picks up the puck across the way along with Elliot Moore. Davis is the second leading scorer, trails Elliot by 11 points, but only 5 goals. He's got 19 goals on the year, 4 assists. And for Elliot Moore, he's got 24 goals and 10 assists. Those two have combined for a healthy majority of the Flyers scoring. Speaking of which, here's Moore firing it wide of goal. Sled Dogs in net. Rick Lewis, 2 on our left, as his team moves left to right here in this second period. White jerseys, red numerals, red and blue trim. Now Kai Davis backhands that up, or pardon me, that's John Pfeiffer backhands that up the wing. Morris gets tied up, the alternate captain. Now look out, Morris moving in on goal. He lost his stick. And so Elliot Moore losing his stick and can't move without it. So he has to go back and pick it up, negating a good chance there for the Flyers. Now this one's sent the length of the ice by Michigan. It will be an icing here with 12:40 to go here in period number 2. Again, folks, we thank you for listening into Sled Wings Radio. This is only the start of a hockey heavy weekend here at Patterson Ice Center. A total of 44 hockey games taking place over the next 3 days, including 4 games here tonight. We're through 2 of them and into the last 2 of them. Here is right now on the other rink here at Patterson. We've got the Nashville Sled Preds taking on the Cincinnati Icebreakers. Matt Geike has the call for you on that one, simultaneous to this game. I'd like to thank everybody who's helping out with this, with the broadcast of this tournament this week. Gabe Groh, our cameraman here on this rink, helping me out. Best friend, known him for a while, and happy you can come out and help. I've got Liam Lang and Devin Serra both coming down from Central Michigan University to help us out. Liam doing camera work, Devin Serra, my partner, up calling Central Michigan hockey games, coming down to cover a couple games tomorrow. And then finally, Matt Geike, former voice of the Muskegon Lumberjacks, moved back from Pittsburgh this year, but look out, here's Kai Davis moving in, and a shot was blocked by Morris. And Matt was kind enough to step in my absence at Catholic Central High School and start doing Cougar Puck radio instead of me. Well, I was up at Central Michigan, and he's helping us out again in a large part this weekend. Turnstone Flyers controlling in their own end just a little bit. In the offensive end, Kai Davis shoving one in the mouth of goal. Where is that puck? It's eventually blown dead and covered by Rick Lewis, who has not faced a ton of rubber here tonight. I mean, shots on goal in sled hockey typically not high in that category, but he really hasn't faced anything here tonight. Most of the action has been in the Sled Dogs' end, except for the first part of this second period. Flyers trying to keep it in the offensive zone. Here's a shot from the left circle there by Elliot Moore. It was blocked away there by Rick Lewis. Puck free in the left corner here. 2-on-1 in favor of the Flyers. It's poked free behind the net in a race for the puck. Elliot Moore picks it up. The man with the white gloves tries to feed it out in front for Kai Davis. He couldn't grab it in time. Davis will backhand that around up to the right point. Kept in there by Sean Tackett. Tackett lets a long lofting shot go. It bounced to the slot well wide, and it comes free on the near side. It's picked up here by Kevin Hughes. Hughes throws it around behind Lewis, and the Sled Dogs finally gain possession, but they can't get it out. It's worked back up. Here's John Pfeiffer, a long shot, stick off the stick there of Rick Lewis, and it's blocked out. And cleared out by the Sled Dogs in a race for the puck, but showing some speed, both Kai Davis and Elliot Moore. Moore swiveling around in his own end. 4 minutes gone here in period number 2. On Sled Wings Radio, second game of Heartland Tier 1 pool play. Here's Kai Davis working over the line, top of the right circle, throws it down in, but it was knocked away there by John Hyla, and up to the Flyers bench. Smacked off the wall there by Kai Davis, back into the Michigan end to our left. 4-0, Michigan leads it here partway through the second period. Elliot Moore bidding for the first goal of the night for the Flyers, but it was blocked. A good defensive play there by John Hyla. Now it's thrown around the boards to the far side. Flyers able to keep it in. It's been all Flyers here through this first part of the second period. Working down the right side, here's Kai Davis. Fishing it off the wall. He'll get it right back, though. Bottom of the right circle. He's got Moore in the slot. All alone. Moore winds up and fires it high. He put too much mustard on that, and it sailed high. Now an outlet pass. Tipped ahead by Vitelli. That will roll in, though, on Noel Klein, and he will smack his glove down on that one and hold for a whistle with 8:51 to go here in period number 2. Taking a look at the other rink across the way. At 0-0 partway through the first period. Looks about halfway through on the other rink. Nashville and Cincinnati taking on each other in Heartland Tier 2 pool play. Again, the Heartland League is separated at the end of the year into the top finishers in each league. Into the top finishers and the bottom finishers. Grand Rapids barely squeaked in. We just had too many men on the ice there for the Flyers. And you can't play hockey with 6 people unless you don't have a goaltender, so one of them had to go off. Flyers win the ensuing draw, and it skitters back out to center at the Graha logo. It'll be corralled by number 18 for Michigan. He's bumped down by Elliot Moore. Not under his stick, not under the picks at the end of his stick for Moore, so he couldn't get any propulsion, and that's how he found out where that puck was. Now the Flyers trying to move out, trying to reestablish that suffocating zone pressure they had on the Sled Dogs earlier in this period. For the first about 5 minutes or so. Right now they're unable to do it. Forwarded up along. It's poked into the zone. Bob Morrison after it. He goes hard into the boards with a flyer, and he feeds it up to the left point. To Rico Vitelli. Vitelli, 2 points tonight, a goal and an assist. The goal came on the latest goal for the Sled Dogs, which put them up 4-0. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here. The Grand Rapids Griffins have about 7 minutes into the third period have not registered a shot on goal as this one trickles in, and it's covered by Noel Klein, but Texas is out shooting them 33-17 and has a 3-1 advantage, scoring 2 in the second and 1 in the third. The Grand Rapids goals, scroll down and we can see that Turner Elson actually opened up the scoring for Grand Rapids from Kyle Criscola and Riley Barba at the 23-second mark of the second period, but it was only about 3 minutes later. Curtis McKenzie from Joel Esperance and Frederick Karlstrom at 3:11 tied up the hockey game before Ben Gleason scored at 17:06, and then Riley Demiani extended the Texas lead 1:23 into the third period, and Grand Rapids only had 3 shots on goal in that first period. Puck is frozen at the side of the net. There by the Flyers netminder, 7:21 to go here in the second period of play. 4-0 for the Michigan Sled Dogs. Still a scoreless affair on the other rink here at Patterson Ice Center. We're just underway, about halfway through this hockey game. Off the draw, puck is free in the right circle. It's poked up top to the right point. Chasing after it is Bob Morris. He is able to keep the puck in. Good job there by the defenseman. Behind the net, it's fired around there by John Pfeiffer across the way. It's poked back down the half wall there by John Hela. We're exactly halfway through this hockey game. It's flipped up right wing. Flyers leaving it there for Kai Davis. He overskated it. He'll circle around and come back to get it. He tried to find his man, Randy Moore. It was just too far for him, and it'll come into the left corner. Bob Morris beating his man to the puck. That's John Pfeiffer the second, and Morris eventually backhands that free to the far side. John Hyla will take it. His pass ahead. Catches Rico Vitelli. Vitelli, he's got one man to beat, and he's all alone. Moving in on Klein, trying to the forehand. Oh, a save, but the rebound is put in. And it's 5-0 Michigan here just over halfway through this hockey game, as they are now up by a 5-0 margin. A good goal there by Rico Vitelli, staying with the... He was denied on the first chance opportunity there by Noah Klein, but he was able to stuff the rebound. And it's 5-0. Sorry about the picture break up there. Momentary disconnect from our camera. Actually got a pretty good setup here at Patterson Ice Center. Always a good place to call a hockey game, aside from the Wi-Fi troubles that we sometimes have. But it's good lighting, good broadcast perch. I've actually got a press box up here. Is actually what we're sitting in right now. It's a nice little spot with a table and got a nice chair. And, it's pretty comfortable. Not something you'll get from most community rinks, but so it's certainly a bit of a addition here and a nice pleasure here for this weekend. 5:54 to go here in the second. It's lofted down 5-0 here in favor of the Sled Dogs. Back to play it is number 18. He's already got 2 goals tonight, looking to add on to his total. Down over the line, left side, moving in on goal. He drops it into the slot for Vitelli. Vitelli backhand, a forehand, a shot, and he scores! Rico Vitelli, the hat trick, coming at 9:30 of this second period. And he puts Michigan up by 6 here. They are pouring on the goals here against Turnstone here at Patterson Ice Center. Pardon me, the time of that goal was 8:30. I said 9:30 on the call. Apologies on that. So Vitelli getting his third of the night at 8:30. Puts Michigan up by 6 here. Elliott Moore picks it up on left wing, trying to feed it into the slot. He couldn't get it to his teammate, and it comes back out. Kept it at the line, though, by John Pfeiffer. He had it stolen away by Bob Morris. Moore, stretch pass ahead to Vitelli. Vitelli over the line, cutting in, but Moore coming back, and good defensive work there by Elliott Moore. Picked up off the half wall by Morris. He'll walk in, fire a shot off the iron. It lays in the crease. They try to clear it, and Pfeiffer successfully does to the near side. .4:30 to go here in period number 2. It's 6-0 Michigan. Now number 18, he's got 2 goals tonight, looking for a hat trick. Instead dumps it around behind the Flyers' goal. Battle for it along the right wing corner, picked up by number 18. Hole cut into the slot, leave it there for Morris, a one-time shot. That was turned aside by Klein. Good save there by Noel Klein. Now the Flyers get it and lift it down the ice. This one will be icing here as they blow the whistle with 3:50 to go here in the second period of play. 6-0 Michigan outscoring Turnstone, and Turnstone, last couple of games for them, they haven't been shut out since the first game against the Wildcats, where they lost 5-0. They've only given up more than 5 goals once, and that was against the Wild back on the 5th of December in 2021. The game which they lost 8-0. So both these two teams have been shut out by large margins by the Minnesota Wild, which shows you just how good a team Minnesota is, despite the fact that they can't seem to break Worcester. The Wildcats are the #1 team in the Heartland League this year. This one's dumped in to the right wing corner. 3:23 to go here in period number 2. 6-0 Michigan leads. 2 second period goals, both from the stick of Rico Vitelli, who got the last one in the third for 3 straight goals for him to give him the natural hat trick. Playing it down to the offensive end, here is Don Fullerton, the forward for the Sled Dogs. Coughed the puck up, and it's thrown around the boards here by Peter Mitchell. Pinching down in from the left point for John Hyla. He's throwing the body around, and the Flyers pick it up. Look to move back the other way. They got a 3-on-1, but they hurry here. Here's Kai Davis. Kai Davis ahead here to Robert Walter, Randy Moore. He lifts that wide. It's picked up here by number 18, though, off the end boards. It's wrapped around to the near side and out, but the Flyers gain control, though. Taking that, here's Kevin Hughes, looking and holding for an opportunity to clear it, and he lofts it wide, blockered to the side of the net there by Rick Lewis. The Michigan netminder, 2:11 to go here in the second period of play. This puck is lifted down the ice. Racing forward on the near side, here's Dawn Fullerton. She had it knocked away from her by her own teammate Damon Donovan, who's also got a goal here tonight. Behind his own net, here's Peter Mitchell to hold for the Flyers. $1:50 to go here in the second period. Puck kept into the left point here by number 18. Wrist shot loose in the slot, and it's poked away there by Kevin Hughes. Hughes looking to start a rush for the turquoise and navy the other way. As the Flyers, here's Kai Davis at center ice. Davis moving over the line, bumped into the near half wall, trying to get at the puck as they tie up along the half wall here. 1:17 to go in period number 2. Michigan leading Turnstone 6-0. Here's Damon Donovan, pushes it ahead. Vitelli trying to get it, and he pokes it past the defense. Moving into the right circle, Vitelli looking for his 4th. Moves in, a shot, and he scores! Rico Vitelli pushing it past Noel Klein. Vitelli started on the right side, and he was able to skirt the outstretched blocker of Noel Klein and put it past his Sled. And with 54 seconds to go in the second period, Michigan now leads it 7-0. This one's lifted the length of the ice. Good speed there by Elliott Moore. Able to beat his man to the puck, but can't find it with those white gloves of his, and it's lifted down the ice, where Moore will pick it up with under 30 seconds to go in the second period. It's poked ahead there by Jessica Parker. Picking up there is number 18. 18 wanted to get in on the hat trick fun. He's got 2 already. Said he coughs the puck up. Taken here by Sean Tackett. Mitchell Parker moves up the right side. Trying to poke the puck into the offensive zone, but he pokes it into his own bench as time expires in the second period. We'll step aside. Time of the period, at the end of 2, it's 7-0 in favor of Michigan here in the 2022 Griffs Sled Hockey Classic. Seven nothing the score here at the start of 3. Reagan Cleaves here alongside cameraman Gabe Groh from Patterson Ice Center for the 2022 Griffs Sled Hockey Classic, covered by Sled Wings Radio. It'll be Elliot Moore with the white gloves to dig in with Rico Vitelli, and Vitelli wins it. We're underway here in period number 3. This tournament is functioning this year as it has for a long while, actually, as the final tournament of the year for the Heartland Sled Hockey League. Last time it was held was 3 years ago, when they did award the championship to the Michigan Sled Dogs when they beat the Grand Rapids Sled Wings in the championship game back on St. Patrick's Day of 2019. 3 years ago, plus a day, and we're back here with this 2022 edition. This one's lifted the length of the ice. It will not go far enough for icing as they wave it off. Probably should have been called, but the referee signaling that they couldn't see it. 12:54 to go here, the third period of play, live from Patterson Ice Arena. Here's Kai Davis stepping over the line, trying to feed it out in front, but it was blocked away there by Rico Vitelli. Vitelli, he's got 4 goals, the last 4 goals of this hockey game, and points on the last 5, including that third goal of the game for the Dogs, the goal by Damon Donovan, just past the 4-minute mark of the third period. Puck tied up in the left corner. Sled Dogs trying to get it out. See, I call them the Dogs, and then I get screwed up. I shouldn't do that anymore. 12:03 to go here in the third period of play. This is Tier 1 pool play here for the Heartland Sled Hockey League. The way those tiers are set up, it's not determined until the end of the season, where usually the top 5 teams get placed into Tier 1 and the bottom 5 teams get placed into Tier 2. However, the way it works this year is the Grand Rapids Sled Wings were the number 6 team in the league, and they were sitting on the outside of Tier 1, but the Minnesota Wild did not elect to participate in the tournament. Now Elliot Moore's shot from the left circle, that was blocked in front. Another golden opportunity there for the Flyers. Picking it up here is Peter Mitchell. He had it hop off his skate, and now here's Morris. Morris stepping into the left circle, had it knocked away from him, and it comes out side the zone. Morris, I'll tell you what, has something pretty cool going on with his jersey. Most of the Sled Dogs only have red nameplates, but for Morris, he's got an all blue name except for the O in Morris, so that makes it stand out a little bit more. It's kind of a cool little quirk to the alternate captain for the Sled Dogs jersey. 10:32 to go here in the second. Here in regulation, it's 7-0 Michigan. Here against the second place Turnstone Flyers. Now here's a shot from the slot. That trickled wide off the stick of Damon Donovan. It's fished up the right wing here as the Flyers try to move it out. And I probably should have mentioned this in the first game that the Sled Wings played in, but we'll do it anyway here in this one. Well, fans, tomorrow there's a 500 fans challenge going on where Grand Rapids Sled Wings want to pack Patterson Ice Center with at least 500 fans this Saturday against some of their toughest opponents of the tournament. Bring your signs, cowbells, and horns to show everybody how great West Michigan is. Granted, none of these teams and none of the people who would be watching this are from West Michigan, so this ad read is basically null and void. But still, if you want to see a packed house, come out and watch the Junior Sled Wings at 11:30 face off against the Sled Rangers. And at 12:05, you got the Novice Sled Wings. Here's a shot from distance, turned aside there by Rick Lewis. And then the Novice Sled Wings, future Sled Wings as they call them, take on the Lady Thunder. And then at 12:40, the Adults and take on the number one Worcester Sled Cats as this goes for, or Worcester Wildcats as this goes for icing. 12:40 to go at 12:40 tomorrow. So if you want to see a packed Patterson Ice Center, come out and just watch some sled hockey, even if you're not gonna be rooting for any particular team. It should be a fun time tomorrow. There's, as you can see, the fun little nameplate that Morris has got going on. The red O and the everything else being completely blue, along with the red 99 that man wears. They're running the clock here, apparently. Yeah, whatever. It happens. 8:19 to go here in the third period of play. 7-0 Michigan leads it. And we talked about this in the first game, but I think it still bears mentioning the fact that they, specifically for sled hockey, have made a couple of adaptations to this rink. We'll talk about that in a moment. Here's Elliot Moore moving in on goal, trying to get around, but he lost the puck. Oh my goodness, Elliot Moore had a great opportunity, but he lost the puck as he ran into the front end of Rick Lewis's sled. And the Sled Dog netminder is able to escape that scare. 7:46 to go here in the third period of play. Sled Dogs leading 7-0, as you can see on your screen from Patterson Ice Center. This one will go the length of the ice, and an automatic icing should be blown, and it is, with 7:33 to go here in the third period of play. And as we mentioned, Patterson Ice Center underwent some relatively minor changes here, but major in the eyes of some sled hockey players. The entrance to the rink, the doors that you would get on the side of the rink from, they used to be about 8 inches taller, as you can see where that stops, where that little middle part on your screen on that door, the middle part of that door stops. That's actually how high the entrance to the ice used to be, but they actually cut that out and added it to the bottom of the door. So now both the rubber from outside the ice surface and the ice on the rink, they're level, and so it's a heck of a lot easier for sled hockey players to get on the ice. And I think that's a really, really good improvement here for Patterson Ice Center. A big hit there by Bob Morris, running in to Elliot Moore just outside the Michigan blue line. You know, for the Flyers, they may be getting out they may be getting outscored here 7-0, but the effort has certainly been there. Early in the second period, they had a couple of great opportunities and some terrific zone pressure here on the Sled Dogs, but it really wasn't enough to stem the tide as they couldn't get enough shots on goal against the Michigan netminder Rick Lewis. But those adapted entrances came courtesy of Rink Services, a company out of Minnesota. It was an effort between Patterson Ice Center, Rinks to Links, and the Michigan Amateur Hockey Association. The door's still shut properly. It really doesn't affect anything other than sled hockey players, and also makes it a little bit less dangerous for standout players getting off the ice. But other than that, this is one of the coolest things I've seen a rink do, especially adapted it for sled hockey. Now, I was in St. Louis this past week, and it's really cool what they do. Along the boards, they have a way to take out the front of the penalty boxes and the front boards of the benches and put sled hockey boards, and the only difference is that for the top half of those, they're all plexiglass, so the players can see through them. And I think it's really cool. They're kind of like what you'll see at the Paralympics, as this is held up in front of the half wall and squirts out to center ice. Knocked over there was Tanner Pfeiffer. And so I was at the Centene Community Ice Center, where the American Collegiate Hockey Association national championships are being held. I had the privilege to go and watch some pretty good darn college hockey there. As moving over the line, here's Kai Davis, bumped off the puck, but good defensive work there by number 18. Now look out, he's got some speed ahead. Moving in with Rico Vitelli. Here's 18, over to Vitelli. Vitelli in the slot, a shot, big save there by Noel Klein. Great save coming over from his right to his left. He was able to square up to the shot and get a shin pad on that one, denying Vitelli of a fifth goal on the night. 3:56 to go here in the third period of play. No goals have been scored thus far in this third period. Now Vitelli in the left circle looking to change that, and it goes just wide, skidded off the side of the net. Now the Flyers trying to break out here, maybe get an opportunity the other way, but they can't connect. It was just too far for Tanner Pfeiffer, and the puck will come out all the way back to the Michigan end. Big hit there by Bob Morris, knocking over Kai Davis. Davis looks to be a little bit shaken up after that, and Morris exchanged a couple of friendly words. Looks like Morris was trying to check on Kai Davis. And Davis gets right back up and is back into the play here along the left side, or along the right side of the Sled Dog end. 3:03 to go here in the third period of play. 7-0. Michigan leads here in Grand Rapids. Now Fullerton takes it on the near side. Don Fullerton in the middle of the ice, tries to forward it on ahead. It though is intercepted off the half wall there by Kevin Hughes. Hughes flips it off of the top part of the boards where it meets the glass and around the boards. Kai Davis takes his man to the boards. He's getting physical, trying to move it into the corner. Flyers desperately trying to get a goal here in the latter minutes of the third period. 2:19 to go here in period number 3. 7-0. Michigan leads. Chasing after the puck, Bob Morris couldn't get to it first, and here's Kai Davis in the right circle. A shot off of a sled. The rebound is loose in the slot. They jam away at it, looking for it, and it's clear to the near side by the Sled Dogs. Now a feed out in front there from Randy Moore, intended for his man out in front, but that didn't go. 1:51 to go here in period number 3. Kept in at the left point here by the Flyers. Pass in front, and it's lifted the length of the ice there by Vitelli. This one should go for icing, and it does. With 1:35 to go, and they keep running the clock. Running clock here for any length of any goal. I believe over 6 is the rule here in the tournament. We'll have to check on that, but 1:20 to go and counting here in period number 3. Time winding down for Turnstone to get a goal here. On the right wing circle, Elliot Moore trying to get in with it. He had it knocked away though, and Michigan is able to clear it up the line, but not out. Kept in there by John Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer throws it down low with help from Randy Moore. It goes right in front of goal. 53 to go here in period number 3. Somebody's stick goes absolutely flying about 45 feet in the air, of course being hyperbolic, but number 18 gets it back. 42 to go here in the third. 18 has his stick back in his hands, and as well as the puck, but that was only momentarily as he flashes it around the boards to the far side. Taken there by Kevin Hughes. Hughes throws it down low, and behind the Sled Dog net. 28 to go here in period number 3. 19 feeds it out in front, and Elliot Moore couldn't get all of that as Michigan is unable to clear it out. Now here's a lofted shot on goal, saved by Lewis. The rebound is cleared by number 18. 7 seconds to go here in the third period. 5 seconds to go. Michigan is able to get it out, evade the pressure, and Rick Lewis has shut out the Turnstone Flyers here. A good performance by him, getting a couple of good saves at key times as the Sled Dogs come off the bench to congratulate their goaltender here in the 7-0 victory. Well, the last 4 goals of this game were scored by Rico Vitelli. He didn't get anything here in the third, but it was all the Sled Dogs set the tone early, scoring just 20 seconds in, and it was off to the races as they win 7-0. Well, that'll do it for our coverage here today. You can hop over and watch the Cincinnati Icebreakers take on the Nashville Sled Preds here with Matt Geike on the call. One more game left to go tonight, and that is it, as tonight the Sled Dogs knock off the Flyers by a score of 7-0. Well, we'll step aside for now. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp as we have some breakfast hockey for you here in the 2022 Griff Sled Hockey Classic. Until then, this is Reagan Cleves saying so long from Patterson Ice Center in Grand Rapids, Michigan, as the Michigan Sled Dogs defeat the Turnstone Flyers by a final score of 7-0. Thanks for listening and watching, and have a great night, everybody.